Hey, good morning, guys. Johnny Sunshine here. I've got to, it's Monday morning. What day is it? What day is it? It's hump day. No, it's Monday. Anyways, I think it's the 20th of November. I've got to go put a water heater in this morning. 50-gallon Lowboy. They're always kind of a pain in the ass. They're stocky, heavy. This one's in underneath a staircase. You know, when it's a Lowboy, it's obviously going to be in some tight area. So that's where I'm headed. I got to go pick up this heater and get my truck squared away. I told her I'd be there by noon. It's like 9:20 right now. I'm just gonna take my time, and then when I'm done doing what I have to do, I'll just give her a call. I may end up there a little bit earlier, but it's Monday, man. I'm in no hurry, guys. That's the benefit of owning your own business. You call the shots, man. You call the shots, my friends. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and supporting my channel. It's great. I love the back and forth. I love sharing some of my knowledge, and I love gaining other people's knowledge. A lot of great comments. I like the back and forth, the sharing of information, and that just helps us all. You know, it makes us better, our industry. I look at these young kids coming up. There's a lot of young guys out there. I'm almost 60. I'm 59 years old. There's a lot of young kids in their 20s, 30s, even 40s they're pretty sharp, man. I think our industry is in good hands. I'm happy. I'm happy they're embracing all these new tools and all these new technologies that we didn't have. We went for a very long time in this industry without many changes, you know, with the types of tools and materials that we use. But in the last 20 years, even the last 10 years, it's just been an explosion of innovations and new tools. Some of it is overkill. You know, you got to weed through all of it. A lot of it's shiny objects, but you know, if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, we got limited space on these trucks. You can't have one of everything on here tool wise. I mean, I think Milwaukee has 200 battery powered tools. It just gets to be too much, you know. But I watch a lot of these guys. I subscribe to their channels and always learn something. You know, sometimes I want to step in and say, hey man, wait a minute, don't do that, and then you know, they learn the lesson themselves. But let's go get her done today. 50-gallon Lowboy. It's more money. They're very expensive. The difference between a 50-gallon medium and a 50-gallon Lowboy is a couple $100, man, my cost. So they're the oddball. You know, people are like, why is it so much? It's because nobody buys them. You know, it's not a standard water heater, so you're gonna pay a premium. That's the bottom line, guys. All right, let's see what we can get into today. I'll give you time. You can go, you know, fix yourself up if you want.
I'm funny too.
Yeah.
Just not as funny as you. That didn't really get a good laugh.
Don't worry, I'm used to the tough crowd myself, you know. All right, guys. So this is a 50-gallon Lowboy. My sticker was on it. I was obviously here at one point. I didn't install this heater. I don't know, man. There may not be a relief. A pan drain here. It may have been that they retiled this floor and just snapped it off and tiled over it. which isn't good. Anyways, I gotta get this guy out of here. The heavy, awkward. I'm probably gonna have to disconnect this vacuum to get it out. I don't think there's enough room here. And I'm gonna just pull it out with a on a moving blanket. And, oh, this is the garage. Yeah. Is that maybe? Oh, okay. So this is the front door. This will work better. Yeah. All right. Let me get my stuff and get started, my friend. First thing I want to do is turn the electric off. Always on vacay. These people seem really cool. Hot water heater 16 and 14. That's that. I'll check that just to make sure. I may have to drill a hole through this wall, man. See this, guys? That's the relief valve I was talking about for thermal expansion. I'm gonna put a new one on there. And what I was, see how it's above the shut-off valve? So if they leave and they shut the water off, this thing is still gonna give them protection. I just need to let them know I have to turn the water off. Guys, I'm gonna turn the water off for a few minutes. Alright, so water's off, power's off. Let me get my pump. Get this guy pumping down. It's a beautiful day. It's actually a little hot, man. Be honest with you. This is not a good spot for me. Right in the this is how I set my pump up. I always leave the damn thing all together. How long are you guys down for?
We're down here this time just for the week, and then come January, Michelle comes down pretty much for the season, and I just go back and forth.
Cool. Let me get some light. for a minute. This guy down, got it all disconnected, ready to come out. Just waiting for that pump to rev up. Hey guys, so this guy's empty.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. Same to you. Appreciate it.
I was going to bring a helmet for my head.
You know,
That low ceiling, man.
I have whacked my head back there a couple times myself.
That cement doesn't give.
No, it does not.
Speaking of banging my head, I just did it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna try to get this guy on this towel first, and then get my moving blanket and drag it right out. That relief line is right on top of this heater, so could be a little bit of a challenge. Just like I thought, that was not gonna go. I can't get by this vacuum, so I'm gonna have to disconnect it. Basically a furnicle. Alright guys, so the new water heater is the same diameter as the one that was in here. I'm gonna go get the other heater and put her in. Always look in there. See that little piece? That could create a little problem. My feeling when it comes to shark bites is if you have one that failed, 9 times out of 10, it's installer error. Whoever did this, they stubbed out with soft copper, which is really, to me, a no-no.
Need a hand? Here.
Yeah, if you can just hold this door open out here.
The same exact size, width-wise, as the other one, so it should go. There wasn't a whole lot of room. So the good thing about these new pans, guys, is they're actually collapsible. You can go right up over the side of it and then bounce back into shape. I try not to do that, only when I have to. I like that valve to be sticking out just a little bit, so you can get a hose on it without the pan interfering with it. You don't want it to be an ankle grabber either, so let me get some pipe. Boy, it's hot down here, huh?
Yeah, underneath there, I'm sure, right?
Well, compared to where was it cold up there in New York?
Oh, you mean up there? Yeah, it hadn't really gotten cold yet. Definitely colder than here, for sure. We were, a couple days in the 40s, but that was about as low as it had gotten. They're calling for a first snow in the next few days here.
Really?
But
maybe a white Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it could be. I think they were calling for it. Last year, right at the same time, we came down the weekend before Thanksgiving. Yeah, we had a storm, and within 2 days we had 7 feet at our house.
Oh my God! Well, you guys are up in Buffalo, right?
Yeah. We have Where we live is like one of these snow belt areas that just, if you get a lake effect snowstorm, you just get dumped on.
You know, it's funny, the first year I moved down here in 1988,
yeah,
it snowed in December here in Sarasota.
No kidding.
I mean, no accumulation, but
sure.
It was pretty cool to see the snow falling down.
I bet it was here for sure. Because we lived in Las Vegas back a bunch of years ago, and I always would tell people, I go, there was snow every winter. You know, you definitely, like, you don't think of it until it gets to 110 degrees, but yet it would definitely snow out there.
In Vegas?
You know, in Vegas, yeah.
Wow.
Same thing, and typically there was really no accumulation,
but you'll get flurries.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it was. It's been pretty hot down here, and right, it kind of got cooled down a little bit here in the last week or so. I mean,
yeah, it's getting better. The summer was just a killer, man.
Yeah.
It was really, really hot here.
That's tough.
It is, man. You just, by the end of the summer, you're just so wiped out, man. It ain't fun, that's for sure. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, man, seeing pictures of buffalo, you know. That
you know,
make
it's one of those things where we don't get as much snow as other parts of the state do, but what we do get is those lake effects that just will dump on you, and when it dumps, it's a lot.
27 feet.
Right. And what was funny, I mean, like, it's 7 feet at our house, but you go north 30 minutes, and there was not,
anything.
It was just one of those, the way it comes off the lake, and if the lake isn't frozen.
Well, the lake's cold, warm compared to the snow.
That's right. It just pulls all the moisture up, and then it hits land and just dumps it.
Like a hot tub in the wintertime.
But, it gets old. Our kids are, grown now, and so we don't do the winter activities like we used to.
Yeah.
It make winter a long time. If you don't have something to look forward to in the winter season, then it makes for a long.
Yeah, it's a long season. The summers are short.
That's right.
They go by really fast, man.
They do.
All right, so let's see. Oh man, I'm gonna have to. So that's the top of the pan. I've been here for 36 years.
Yeah.
Originally from Rhode Island, and last summer, I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or what, but man, let me tell you, it was unbearable. No rain, just crazy.
Well, it does wear on you for sure. I mean, again, going back to when we were out west, you didn't have any, but you expected it there. And it's not like, I lived there for 20 years and then all of a sudden the summer, it was just, that's the way the summer was, and you just you got used to it. But when you're not used to it, especially down here, because you'll get that humidity, and
the humidity is the killer.
Yeah, and that's just, like you said,
you're soaked.
The life out of it.
You sweat so much, you just can't stay hydrated. Sarasota?
in Village here.
Village Walk.
So.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little community, man. Devasta Homes.
It's nice.
These houses were built like brick shit houses, man.
I remember because they've been here in the beginning. I remember when we came down, we were checking them out, and I was like really impressed with how they were constructed. So we bought this place a few years ago, and it had been a rental from day one.
Wow.
And it was in rough shape because it had, tenants and all that. It was just in rough shape, and so we bought it and then kind of gutted it and redid most everything here. But no, I knew the way it was built. I said, my wife had a hard time getting beyond the condition it was in, but it was it was all cosmetic stuff that. Yeah, it looks horrible.
The bones of these houses are incredible.
That was it. I knew the bones were like, this is solid. So
yeah.
So we did it, and it's been great. But they've been here from the beginning, and they were over in the Fair Villa originally, and then I don't know, 15 years or so, they moved into a home, one of these homes, and.
The houses are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Beautiful models, man.
Yeah, real nice. But I was saying, I gotta get your car, or I just give you your number, because he's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna need one too, but those are easy, because they're, they're just in the garage, stand up,
yeah.
Kind of a thing. But if you're, obviously you're around here in this area.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yep, I live very close to here.
Okay, so if you don't mind me passing that along, I will do that.
I think I gave your wife some cards, right? I'll give you some more.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
Yep. He might have. Actually, I didn't ask me.
Get out of here.
Double check.
Ouch.
Yeah, this has been great. I mean, it's nice because obviously my parents are here and they're getting older, and then
Nice to be around them.
yeah, and then my kids and so my wife can come down for the winter, and I'm figuring out how to do more and more work remotely. So
Are you self-employed?
yeah, I am, but we've got a company. We're in the food business, and so I've got a company up there, and I got a plant manager and people that I can trust. But you can only
Yeah, you still gotta.
be around. So
You can't be absentee.
yeah. So I learned last year was the first year I was able to get down for like 3 10-day trips over the winter, and that was great. And so I figure if I could just keep doing that, it makes me happy because. Get some sunshine to get some more, get a little,
Just a reprieve.
Yeah. That'll work.
And this is I'll tell you what, the winters, man.
Yeah.
If I could get out of here for 4 months out of the year, I'd be very, very happy.
Yeah.
But I love my house, where I live on an acre of land.
Right. Yeah.
And, it's comfortable as hell for me. And if I feel like if I sold it, I might regret it. It might be like the biggest mistake I ever made. That's what I'm worried about.
Actually, it's sort of like our house up north. Just that it's, we raised our family there and all that, but now it's just kind of the two of us. Actually, our daughter's still in college, but I mean, she's not around much, and so we're getting to that point where we just don't need the house.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I'm like, I know everything about this house, and I know I've got it kind of set up where the maintenance is
Minimal.
minimal, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? We sell the house, and then what? Pay premium for a smaller place somewhere.
Especially in this market.
Yeah. So
You'll sell high, but you're gonna have to buy high.
That's right.
I would, honestly, if I sold, I think I'd rent for a couple years, put that money on the side, and just wait for the market to crash, because it surely will. If our history shows us anything.
What goes up must come down.
Yes, and it comes down hard every 10 years or so in this country.
Right. that was the thing about this. We weren't really looking. It just happened. We actually came down.
Did you get it? Was it a foreclosure?
It was almost, but no, it was not.
Short sale type thing?
No, it wasn't even that. What happened was it was two partners got it, and then one of them died, and I don't know that they got along. There was some sort of dispute, so it was in a trust.
Yeah.
Like attorneys were handling it.
Right.
And we came down. We were here during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was Thanksgiving time during COVID, and nobody's out shopping for homes. Like nothing was really going on.
Right.
And so we just happened to my parents were playing. Someone played tennis with one of a realtor kind of friend. We were here like, what should we do? Let's just take a look at some properties, whatever. I don't know. Let's just see what's out there. And I called them and. They said, well, there's one right there. I said, let's go take a look at it. And I tell you, it stunk in here. Like there was dogs and there was holes in the wall, and it was a mess. But,
yeah, rentals can be, they don't care.
Yeah, so I just was like, but again, I was like, I think it's a great location and good lot and good bones. So we made an offer that I was fully thinking they were going to counter with.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't. They just accepted it. So we're like, all right.
That's what happened to me, man. I bought in 2007. I bought 4 condominiums on the same day.
Really?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Yeah. Actually, I had no idea. Obviously, I bought them from the builder I was working for.
Yeah.
Brand new units.
Yep.
And they were selling for $265 at the height of the market. I made an outrageous offer, I thought. $110,000 each. Brand new, never lived in.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. And they said, well, let me run it by the boss. And they come back and he said it'll take $110,500. I was like, really? You kidding me? So I jumped on that, man, and I closed on 4 of them. And then, a year later, we all know what happened in 2008.
Yeah.
The end of the world.
Right.
But I had them for 11 years, man.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I did good with them.
Good for you. Yeah, we had a place down in Northport that when we moved from Las Vegas to Buffalo back in 2000. And like the market out there, well, everywhere, is here, but out there was just going crazy. And we waited 6 more months to live, we would have been an extra $100,000.
Yep.
They were just moving that fast. And so we, of course, woulda, coulda, shoulda. And so we're hot to get, back in the market and all that, And so we're up in New York and we come down here and we bought this place out in Northport. And it was just a mistake because I let emotions and everything else get involved and bought it. And it was a construction sale, so we ended up owning the lot prior to them building, but we were at the mercy of the builder because it was part of development.
Who was the builder, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm trying to remember now who it was. I forgot exactly who the builder was, but there were some U.S. homes in the same development, so it was like a.
Like Heron Creek.
Yeah, it was something like that where they had their single family homes were in there that were U.S. homes, and then ours was like a paired villa kind of thing, and it was a nice community back then.
Down off of Price or not Price, Sumter.
Could have been Sumter.
Yeah, I worked for U.S. Homes. That's the company I worked for.
Okay. Well,
they built a nice house.
The setup and everything was great, but then it had all the makings for these formulas for all these. We see these developments both in Las Vegas and here that you get in early and then they just shoot up during construction, all that, and then you have equity.
You're golden, yeah.
Well, by the time, with the construction delays and then the drywall delays and all those things back then,
It wasn't worth what you paid for
by the
it.
time it closed, it was pretty much the peak of the market and things had just collapsed or whatever. We closed, yeah, no, it was peak of the market and then things collapsed. And I was like, oh, yeah. So I just was like, I'm not gonna just walk away from this. We'll just try to find some renters and take it on the chin and hope it comes back. Well, I did that for a bunch of years. And if I didn't have everything on automatic payment and automatic everything, I think it would have lasted that long. But because it was all automatic, I didn't have to think about it every month.
Yeah,
You know,
writing those checks hurt, man.
Yeah, and so you know, I take a little cash flow loss every year, which is fine.
Yeah.
I guess. But then it was the hurricane, maybe what 7 years ago, I guess, and the renters, you know, even the rent was below market because we had a couple bad experiences early on, and then just wanted somebody who wasn't going to be a hassle. And I went in there like, well, we're going north, and you know, we're like, you at least bring the stuff in, and they're like, well, there's not really much we can do, so we're gonna go. I'm like, I'm worrying about this storm. I've never even set foot in place. I'm like, I'm done. I said, I'm just gonna cut
Time
the
to
losses and
dump it.
So we ended up selling it to the people who were renting it for a loss, but I mean, whatever, sold it, got out of it, and then, you know, a year or so later, then weren't really thinking about it, and so this just kind of came about, and I was like, I told my wife, I said, there's always opportunities, and it's usually when you're not really.
Yeah, I'm always a day late and a dollar short,
right,
you know?
Right. So it's like, just try to be in the position that when the opportunity presents, you can pounce on it.
Jump on it.
If you start looking for them, that's a harder game to play. You really just
Yeah, and you definitely have you're in a better position when you're not desperate for something,
Yeah, for sure.
you know?
Sure.
That's pretty much what I heard through the grapevine. They wanted these units off the books.
Yeah.
They probably saw what was coming. They knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I grabbed them. And like I said, I had them for 11 years, man. It was good income. It was my retirement, really.
Yeah.
Between those and my house.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I got diagnosed with leukemia. Kind of put
you back to work then? Or?
I had to, you know, I was in the hospital for 6 months.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good situation.
Are you clear?
Yeah, I had a bone marrow transplant, and I'm all good, man.
That's great. That's fantastic.
I survived. That was in 2015, so.
Wow. Good for you.
So I'm kind of starting over again, but you know, I'm still here.
Yeah. That's
I
better.
could have owned 5 houses and been dead. That ain't gonna do me any good, you know.
Exactly.
So I'm happy, man.
Absolutely.
It's all good. All right, guys. Just gonna hook this central vac up. Just a couple of rubber couplings, man. You know, fern codes. I got one of these in my house that I took from the first house we lived in Sarasota. It was bought by a developer and they were going to tear it down. So I took the vacuum, man. No sense in letting that baby go to the dump. You know what I mean? Fuck is that? Oh, that's my camera. My fucking camera door. They sell these on Amazon, guys. If you break them or lose them, $10. Aluminum ones, nice ones, you know. So I'm gonna vacuum this out, wipe this whole floor out. I gotta put the can back on the bottom of this guy. Water heater's done. Yeah. Wires are still in. Okay. Take a look at this guy. She's all done. In a pan. Let me turn the water back on. Got the switch off. I'm gonna turn the breaker on. And my door just broke, I think. Getting close, guys. There she goes. She's full. Probably a good idea to open a tub. Okay, so the water heater's full. Turn the power on. And I always listen for this upper element, which I can hear it cooking. We're all set, guys. Water heater's in. Hey guys, it's about 1:30. I got there at 11:30. That water heater's finished. I've already been to the supply house, cleaned my truck out, and dumped that heater off. The guy, I used to bring him home for a guy who's a friend of mine, and he actually sold his house and moved to Georgia. So I just drop him off there at the supply house, and I'm able to clean my truck out, get rid of all the cardboard and debris. I'm just a wise ass man. Anyways, yeah, we're all good, man. I'm gonna go to Detweiler's right now and I'm gonna get me a half of a roast beef sub, 6 inches, so there's less bread. But I'm gonna have them double up the meat, man. Double up that meat, y'all. And whoa, I may have to cut somebody off here. Whoa, look at this. I don't know what that's gonna be. Ghetto Automotive, man. Sarasota is blowing up, my friends. The place is busier than hell, man. It's gonna be the Beverly Hills of Southwest Florida, man. More millionaires live here than, I guess, Braden, Kentucky. But yeah, it's a beautiful place, but it's still fucking hot. Even today, it's hot, man. Sweating my ass off. Whew. Alright guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today. 50-gallon Lowboy in a pan, in the books. The relief valve looked fine on that. It showed no signs of dripping or anything. So I will tell you that shock bite ball valve did have a little drip on the discharge of it, and I don't know if it was from when I put it on or what, but if that thing is a leak, or that's the first one I've ever had. I did wipe it off, and the drip didn't come back. But I told the homeowner to just, the next couple of days, keep an eye on things. And if there's something that's not right, give me a call. I'd be happy to come back and make it right. So that's in the books. It's going to be a short week, guys. Thanksgiving is Thursday. Probably not work Wednesday. Gonna take advantage of these holidays, man. Take them off, spend time with your family and friends, and catch your breath, man. I'm gonna have Thanksgiving with my girlfriend, and usually we cook dinner, cook it. I'm used to getting Thanksgiving dinners being cooked, but this year we're gonna try this buy the whole dinner from Publix, man. I've heard they're really good. You don't have to do anything but eat it and throw the shit out when you're done. So that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna order a dinner, little turkey, nothing major. I told her all I want is turkey, mashed potatoes, and gravy. Anything else, get whatever you want, but that's the staple that I need. I don't even like stuffing or dressing. Ugh. I don't like the texture of it, man. Diarrhea look. Anyways, alright guys, it's gonna do it for this one. Have a great day. Safe. See you. Hey guys, look at this shit. This dude comes cruising across the street in a motorized fucking big wheel. Look at the tires on this thing. Plastic. This thing must slide all over the place. Fucking badass, man. Dude, when I was a kid, I had a big wheel. It was the most fun I ever had, man.
Best thing ever, eh?
How fast does this guy go?
About 50?
50?
Probably.
Sliding all over the place.
Oh,
with it? How many horsepower? 5?
212.
212. Wow.
Wow.
I gotta see you take off in this thing, man. You built this yourself?
Yeah. Best $1.80 I've ever spent.
What's that?
Best $1.80 ever.
Yeah, yeah. Fucking $2 worth of gas and all the fun you can take.
With the click of a pen, you can get a new Volkswagen and sign and drive it. In reality, you will need more than just your signature and driver's
Nationwide is more than an insurance company. We're one of America's largest financial services companies. We get that sound like business, like most of you guys are untitled and you got I'm not sure I like your back. I'm not sure I like your hat. Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
This thing's pretty badass, brother. Hey, do a couple 360s, man. Fuck yeah, man. Fucking drifting, bro. That motherfucker's crazy, man. He ain't right. He ain't right. That thing ain't running good, but it still looks fun. Shit, I'll take one. So guys, when I was a kid, my older brother, the one who got killed in the car accident, he couldn't have been more than 17 or 18, but he was always thinking about his younger brothers and sisters, and he bought us all kinds of gifts, you know, on Christmas. And one Christmas he bought us, me, my sister, and my brother, he bought us all big wheels, man. And those fucking things, as a little kid, they were just fun as hell to run around on, man. And we were wearing them things out till we had holes in the back tires. But then this fucking little fat kid down the street sat on my handlebars and snapped my forks off, man. So I got up and I punched him in his stomach. Fuck yeah, man. Break my shit. Anyways, that thing is bringing back some fond memories for me. That was pretty badass, man. I gotta say. The dude wasn't wrapped too tight. Like a crackhead. Something. something, man. He had some like leprosy growing on his legs and shit. I don't know. Something ain't right with that dude. The cops will be all over his ass down here riding around on that. He better go home quick.